Welcome. Today, we're going to explore some of the most valuable and sought-after Kennedy half-dollar silver coins. From rare mint errors to unusual shades, from coins in dirty circulated condition to pristine shining examples. These treasures have become major players in the world of coin collecting and investing. Each one carries not only silver content, but also historical importance and collector demand. These Kennedy half-dollars are more than just pieces of metal. They are rare symbols of American history that can turn an ordinary pocket find into a life-changing discovery. Collectors across the globe are constantly hunting them, and their values continue to climb higher. So, if you are a coin enthusiast, a treasure hunter at heart, or someone who admires the beauty and significance of America's currency, this video is made just for you. Let's get started with our countdown of the top 4 most valuable Kennedy half-dollar coins you need to look out for. The year 1972 holds a special place in American coinage history because of the Kennedy half-dollar. At first glance, it may appear as just another circulating coin with a familiar portrait of President John F. Kennedy, but hidden among these coins lies a treasure that could completely transform your destiny. Some varieties and rare errors of the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar are whispered about in collector circles as being worth not just thousands but potentially millions, giving them a legendary status that excites both seasoned investors and casual hobbyists. This isn't just a piece of pocket change. It's a potential golden ticket to wealth. What makes the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar so fascinating is its background. This was a time when the U.S. Mint was producing half-dollars without any silver content, having switched to a copper-nickel composition after 1970. Yet despite this ordinary composition, extraordinary minting mistakes and rare strikes created a few coins that became collectors' dreams. It's these rare survivors that hold the potential to change someone's life forever. Imagine holding a coin that others might overlook as common, but to the trained eye, it could be a fortune waiting to be unlocked. One of the reasons collectors treasure the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar is the sheer mystery surrounding it. Certain varieties are known to carry doubling errors, misstrikes, or unusual features that set them apart from millions of regular coins. When such an error coin surfaces in the market, the bidding war can become intense, and the value soars beyond imagination. While a regular 1972 Kennedy half-dollar might only be worth face value, its rare counterparts can leap into 6 or even 7 figures depending on condition, rarity, and buyer demand. This unpredictability adds to the excitement. Every coin could potentially be a life changer. Think of it like a hidden treasure chest scattered across America. Millions of people have handled the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar, but only a few have truly looked closely enough to spot the rare characteristics that make one coin stand out from another. This creates a thrilling sense of possibility. You might have unknowingly spent or even stored away a coin that has the power to rewrite your financial story overnight. That element of chance, combined with history, is what gives this coin its mystique and appeal among fortune seekers. Beyond its monetary value, the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar carries enormous symbolic weight. Introduced in memory of President Kennedy after his tragic assassination in 1963, the series itself represents a nation's grief, unity, and resilience. To own such a coin is not just about wealth. It is about holding a tangible link to one of America's most pivotal eras. When you combine this emotional history with potential for unimaginable profit, it becomes clear why collectors treat the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar like a sacred object of pursuit. Stories circulate in the collector world of people discovering rare 1972 Kennedy half-dollars in inherited collections, old bankrolls, or even pocket change. These stories fuel the imagination. One moment you're an ordinary person handling loose coins, and the next moment you're holding a piece that could make you a millionaire. This sense of sudden transformation, of fortune turning overnight, is exactly what makes the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar such a compelling subject for both serious collectors and dreamers alike. The beauty of this coin also adds to its desirability. Even in circulated condition, the Kennedy portrait retains a dignified, timeless appearance. But when found in pristine or uncirculated condition, the shine and detail bring the design to life in a way that few coins can match. Combine that beauty with the possibility of an error or rare strike, and you suddenly have a masterpiece worth fighting for at auction. Collectors often describe the thrill of seeing such coins under a magnifying glass as a heart-racing experience, because the difference between ordinary and extraordinary lies in the smallest of details. In the end, the 1972 Kennedy half dollar is not just a coin. It's a symbol of hope, wealth, and opportunity. It proves that even something as simple as loose change can hold unimaginable value. So, before you dismiss those half dollars lying in a drawer or jar, take a closer look. You might just be sitting on a treasure capable of making you a millionaire overnight. That's the power of the 1972 Kennedy half dollar. History, beauty, and fortune all fused into one small piece of American currency. The Kennedy half dollar in 1973 is a coin that has sparked curiosity, desire, and wild imagination in the world of collectors. At first glance, it looks like any other coin from the series. A shining portrait of President John F. Kennedy with the American eagle proudly displayed on the reverse. But hidden among these coins lies something extraordinary. Rare minting errors and elusive high-grade specimens that can turn an ordinary half dollar into a life-changing fortune. Collectors whisper about the unimaginable wealth attached to these rare finds, with some examples believed to be worth millions in today's booming coin market. What makes the 1973 Kennedy half dollar so powerful is the combination of scarcity and demand. This was a year when the U.S. Mint struck half dollars in large quantities, but only for circulation in mint sets. There were no silver issues made for the general public. That means truly rare variations or error coins from 1973 have an aura of mystery. They were never supposed to exist in certain forms, and when mistakes slipped through the mint's presses, it became a treasure waiting to be uncovered decades later. Each one carries not just monetary value, but also a hidden story of how it survived undetected for so long. The most astonishing factor is the potential overnight transformation these coins can bring. Imagine discovering a 1973 Kennedy half dollar tucked away in an old roll, passed down through family change jars, or hiding in plain sight. To the untrained eye, it looks ordinary, but with the right markings, doubling, or mint error, its worth skyrockets from 50 cents to thousands, or even millions, depending on condition. That's the magic that excites collectors. The possibility that a forgotten coin in your possession could be the key to unimaginable wealth. Collectors and investors alike see the 1973 Kennedy half dollar as more than just money. It's a symbol of opportunity. The series itself was born from a nation's grief after President Kennedy's assassination in 1963. And by 1973, the coin had become a fixture in American currency. Owning a rare specimen from that year feels like holding both a piece of history and a golden ticket to fortune. The fact that one coin can embody such emotion and such financial power is exactly why it's hunted with so much passion. The stories surrounding rare 1973 half dollars are thrilling. Some people claim to have stumbled upon varieties with double dies, off-center strikes, or unique toning that send collectors into bidding wars. Auctions of these coins often ignite a frenzy because nobody wants to miss the chance of owning such a rare treasure. A coin that once jingled unnoticed in someone's pocket decades ago suddenly commands respect, attention, and a jaw-dropping price tag in today's market. And it's not just a rarity, it's also the condition. A 1973 Kennedy half dollar, preserved in pristine mint state, with no scratches, deep luster, and razor-sharp details, can be worth a fortune on its own. Professional grading turns these coins into certified treasures, and the higher the grade, the higher the price. This has created a thrilling chase where collectors carefully examine every coin under magnification, hoping to discover perfection hidden in plain sight. Even more fascinating is the beauty of the coin itself. The Kennedy portrait is bold and timeless, carrying the weight of history and national pride. The eagle on the reverse is striking, powerful, and symbolic of America's strength. When these details are paired with unusual errors, rich rainbow toning, or flawless surfaces, the coin transforms into a masterpiece worth far beyond its face value. It becomes not just currency but art, history, and wealth all in one. In the end, the 1973 Kennedy half dollar is a symbol of hidden fortune. It reminds us that treasures often hide where we least expect them, in ordinary change, in dusty drawers, in rolls of coins left untouched for decades. The key is knowing what to look for and never underestimating the power of a single coin. Because with the 1973 Kennedy half dollar, the right discovery could truly make you a millionaire overnight, rewriting your story forever. Next up, the 1978 Kennedy half dollar is one of those coins that at first glance looks perfectly ordinary, yet within the world of collectors, it carries the kind of mystery and excitement that can spark dreams of instant wealth. Many people handle this coin daily without realizing the hidden treasures that lie within certain rare varieties and conditions. For some, this single coin has the power to transform their fortune overnight, elevating a 50-cent piece into an asset worth millions in today's high-demand coin market. What makes the 1978 Kennedy half dollar so special is that it came during a period when the United States was firmly producing half dollars in copper-nickel composition, no longer offering silver versions for circulation. This meant collectors initially thought there was nothing unique about it. But history often hides surprises and rare minting errors, unusual striking qualities, and brilliantly preserved specimens have made the 1978 Kennedy half dollar one of the most talked about coins in recent years. When such a rarity appears, collectors rush like treasure hunters chasing gold. Imagine for a moment you're sifting through old change in a drawer or rolling coins from a jar passed down by a relative, and you spot a 1978 half dollar. Most people would brush it off as pocket change, but what if that very coin contained a minting mistake? Maybe a double die, an off-center strike, or a misaligned planchet. That ordinary-looking coin could suddenly leap in value, not by hundreds or thousands, but by millions depending on the uniqueness of the error and the demand of eager collectors ready to battle at auction. The thrill comes from a possibility that your coin is one of the rare survivors. Stories float through coin shows and auctions of collectors, discovering these treasures in the most unexpected places. Coins that were overlooked for decades only to reappear as life-changing jackpots. That sense of hidden opportunity is what makes the 1978 Kennedy half dollar so gripping. The idea that unimaginable wealth could be lying quietly in your possession, waiting for you to recognize its true value. Of course, beyond the money, this coin carries deep symbolism. The Kennedy half dollar series itself was created as a tribute to President John F. Kennedy after his tragic assassination, and by 1978 it had become a symbol of American strength, remembrance, and unity. Owning a rare version of this coin means you are not only holding a fortune in your hand, but also a piece of American history that resonates with emotion and legacy. It is both currency and commemoration, blending value with meaning. The beauty of the coin cannot be ignored either. The bold, youthful portrait of Kennedy on the obverse and the powerful heraldic eagle on the reverse give the coin a timeless charm. In pristine mint state condition, these details shine with breathtaking brilliance. Add in the possibility of rainbow toning, unusual coloration, or flawless luster, and the 1978 Kennedy half dollar turns from simple pocket change into a dazzling work of art, a masterpiece that collectors will fight tooth and nail to own. Condition plays a huge role in its value. A circulated 1978 Kennedy half dollar might fetch only its face value, but a perfectly graded example, especially with an error or unique quality, could break records at auction. Collectors and investors alike know that the difference between ordinary and extraordinary often lies in microscopic details only visible under magnification. That's why each 1978 Kennedy half dollar demands close attention, because missing one small detail could mean letting millions slip right through your fingers. In the end, the 1978 Kennedy half dollar is not just a coin. It is a symbol of possibility. It represents the dream of hidden riches, the romance of history, and the magic of discovery. Somewhere out there, someone may still be holding on to one of these rare treasures without even realizing it. And for the lucky few who recognize the value of what they possess, this coin has the power to rewrite their lives forever, turning an ordinary day into an extraordinary story of fortune and destiny. Next up, the 1985 Kennedy half dollar is one of those coins that might slip through your hands unnoticed, yet hidden within certain rare examples lies the power to change a life overnight. To most people, it's just a 50-cent piece from decades ago, but to coin collectors and serious investors, the 1985 half dollar holds a possibility of unimaginable wealth. Some unique errors and high-grade specimens from this year have been spoken of as treasures worth millions, making it one of the most exciting modern coins to look out for. At the time of its release, the 1985 Kennedy half dollar was struck only in copper-nickel composition, as silver issues had long been removed from circulation. For this reason, many people assumed it was a common coin with little value. But history always leaves room for surprises. Rare minting errors, misstrikes, and perfectly preserved coins from 1985 have shocked collectors when they surface, selling for prices that far surpass what anyone would expect. The idea that such wealth could be hiding in plain sight is what keeps this coin at the center of so many coin-collecting conversations. The magic of the 1985 Kennedy half-dollar lies in its unpredictability. A coin you dismiss as ordinary could actually be a one-of-a-kind minting anomaly worth more than a luxury house. Doubling errors, off-center strikes, and other unique flaws can send its value soaring. And when such a coin appears at auction, the bidding wars become legendary, with collectors willing to spend fortunes to secure a piece of history that may never surface again. Picture yourself finding one of these coins in an old box of change, a coin jar inherited from a relative, or a forgotten roll tucked away in a drawer. At first glance, it seems meaningless, just 50 cents. But as you take a closer look, you realize it carries details no other coin has. A tiny mistake from the mint that elevates it from common currency to millionaire's treasure. That moment of realization is what makes coin hunting so thrilling. The sudden understanding that your life could change with one discovery. Beyond its financial value, the 1985 Kennedy half-dollar is steeped in symbolism. The series was born as a tribute to President John F. Kennedy, and even in 1985, more than 2 decades after his passing, the coin still carried the weight of his memory. Owning a rare version of this coin is like holding a piece of America's story in your hands. It's a reminder of resilience, history, and legacy, wrapped inside a tiny circle of metal that also happens to be capable of making its owner unimaginably rich. Condition is everything when it comes to unlocking its full potential. A heavily circulated 1985 Kennedy half-dollar might never be worth more than its face value. But a flawless, mint-state coin with sharp details and blazing luster can command staggering prices. Add a dramatic error to that condition, and the coin becomes something so unique that collectors will stop at nothing to own it. That's when ordinary money turns into a masterpiece worth fighting for. The beauty of the coin also cannot be overlooked. Kennedy's profile, bold and dignified, dominates the obverse, while a proud American eagle spreads its wings across the reverse. Under certain lighting, these details shine with an almost artistic glow, and when paired with natural toning or untouched brilliance, the coin transforms into something breathtaking. For many, the allure of the 1985 Kennedy half-dollar is not just wealth. It's a union of art, history, and mystery all captured in one piece. In the end, the 1985 Kennedy half-dollar proves that treasures don't always come in golden chests or sparkling jewels. Sometimes, they hide in the simplest of places, in the loose change you dismiss, in a drawer you rarely open, or in a collection you forgot you had. For those who recognize its value, this coin holds the power to rewrite a destiny overnight, turning an ordinary person into a millionaire. It is more than currency. It is fortune, legacy, and opportunity disguised as 50 cents. See you in the next video.